Ever wanted to create your very own captivating courtroom drama with interactive features? Look no further. Today, we are going to be creating our very own courtroom case in Objection.lol with interactive features. If you are just joining this series today, then you can watch this from the start, if you already know some of the program. Otherwise, I highly recommend beginning from part 1, the link in the description. At the end, we will also cover a subscriber suggestion, video evidence. Let's jump right in. If you're using your projects from the last parts, let's create a new group and name it Part 2 Trial. The type of normal. I'll move it above my investigation because I want it to play first when clicking preview. If you've used Objection.lol before and you don't have this project because you haven't been following this tutorial series so far, then just create a group called Trial. Or by default there's a group called Main, just rename that to be a trial and add a first frame. Generally, we want the defendant's lobby to appear first, so we'll set this to the defense lobby, either the Phoenix Wright one or the Apollo Justice one. Do this. Now, remove Phoenix. Sorry Phoenix, we'll put you back later. We need to have the green typewriter text now. Add in some text like this. We're going to select the text now and make it green. Add a speed tag to the front and set the speed to be 60. Remember, you can do the shortcut ps.60 and click tab, or you can head up here, do that and click insert tag to wherever your mouse cursor was. I'm going to click on the thumbnail and make this speech clip be typewrite. Now we can add 2 frame actions. The first one, we want to center the text for this frame. And the second, you want to update the blip frequency rate to be about 90 or something. We'll add another frame, 2 frame actions. The first one can just hide the dialog box's visibility. The second can reset the blip frequency back to the default 56. Yours is not 56, you can check project options, blip frequency value, that says 56. That's also the default. Unless you've changed it, then probably want to change it there. Let's preview this. Okay, it works perfectly. That's great. Now, let's have a character fade in. Make a new frame and select a character. Make sure it's one that says witness under the name, not counsel or defense or prosecution. Otherwise, it'll be from the wrong angle or just look weird. Also choose a costume you like, go to the cog, go to effects, and add a fade in 500 milliseconds for the character. You can leave it on linear if you want. That basically means it'll fade in at the same time throughout the whole thing. Those things like ease in. One of these means like it'll basically move at the start, it'll fade in slower and then fade in faster in the middle and then slower at the end. This is what some of these mean. There's a lot of them though. You can search them up if you know it, but linear will work completely fine for us. Right, now, add in some text. You may also want to change the appearance to the character once they've, been added in. I'm going to do the happy one. If I preview this, before saying the text, she'll nod. I don't want that. So just turn off Pro's animation. And now that doesn't happen. Now, I'm just going to quickly add some simple conversations. Remember some important features. First, the no talking animation. When you don't want the character to animate speaking the text. For instance, from Phoenix's point of view, if he says the blue text in the brackets, you know that. Just make sure you tick that, so Maya, whatever her name is, isn't speaking that. There's custom name, you can change whatever name is in text box, like to Phoenix. If you don't want it to appear at all, just put a full stop. Pretty simple. And of course, shortcut for pauses, PS dot whatever, I already showed you. Make sure to add a pause here, literally p.500. Add a pause here because that's during the fade in, because you don't want to skip immediately to this. Alright, I have some conversation. You can pause the video here if you want to add yours. First, let's add some music. head to the first frame where your character speaks. So probably here we want to go. Click on the music icon, and we're going to find the defense lobby tracks. There are 2 of them. One is from the Phoenix Wright, the first 3 games, and the other is from the Apollo Justice. I personally prefer this one more. You can preview them using that button and just insert a tag. It will do that there. At the end of the conversations, we want to add a frame. We want to fade out the music. So just click fade out there. And we want to fade out everything. So go to effects, add a fade out everything for, we'll go 500 milliseconds. You can keep it at linear too. Also make sure in actions, you add something to hide the dialog box. It's pretty important. You can just add a frame action or automatically put that in there. Add another frame. And pause for about 1.5 seconds. We now need to get the gallery. If you check the background, there's no gallery background. So luckily here we can click gallery. We can add one of these 2 galleries. Boom, it's a gallery. Turn off these. We don't empty, you can either have empty audience, idle, where the audience do nothing, or talk. We want talk. You will have noticed there's no one in the gallery. That's okay. We want to fade in on this frame. Everything, something like 500 or 750. You can do 1,000 if you want, it doesn't really matter too much. If we run, basically this, for the gallery you're actually talk. But you can fix that with a sound effect, that's not too much of a problem. But where is the judge, the defense, and prosecution? Where are they? Okay, calm down, it's okay. One of the frame actions allows us to assign characters to the gallery. So we can head here and look at this gallery, assign a character. Or you can do the Apollo Justice ones. Yay! Okay. First, we're going to assign the defense attorney, Phoenix Wright. Then we're going to assign the defense counsel, BFA, or MyFA, whatever her name is. Then we're going to assign judge, which we're going to make the judge. And then finally, the prosecution. You can choose any of these prosecutors that you want. I'm going to do Godot. Or Godot. Whatever his name is too. Some have unique features like Fran Zakana's von Karma's whip. I don't know how to pronounce any of his names, do I? But we will cover them in another later episode. We don't have time this episode. There's a lot to cover. Okay. The sound effect we want is gallery. So go before this pause here. Click here and go gallery. We don't want gallery noise or gallery cheer. The noise is a bit like a cheer celebration one. We just want gallery. Now let's add another frame and select the judge as the character. It will automatically put it there. We'll set them to stand or positive. They look the same. If you look, there's a cool little box here called gavel. Ooh, we can make it sound ×3. Ooh, that sounds exciting. That's pretty exciting. You know, it just is. Let's add some text. Boom, text has been added. We're gonna go up here, click here and go stop sounds tag 2, because you don't want the gallery sound to just, after this break, just keep going. That's not what we want, come on. Now we're gonna add some music to the judge. We're gonna do it here, click on music, and we can add any of the trial ones. These first 3, Phoenix Wright, these 2, Apollo Justice. My favorite is probably 2001 trial. Also, something to note, when you click preview in the music, it can take like a couple of seconds before it actually previews. It's just, because I've been working on this like today a bit, then it's already loaded. So I can just play that. Okay, we'll just add that in. And now, moment of truth, we can finally add Phoenix Rhyme. Just having a breakdown, I'm sorry, buddy. There you go, you can stand up now. It's good. Over here, we'll add our prosecutor of choice. Let's go with this dude. Look at him, he looks pretty chill. We'll probably want to... No, we won't give him a mug. We'll make him not pose either. We'll just make the defense is ready, Your Honor. And we want this dude to say the prosecution something like is ready to drink coffee, because you know it's good and all. You like Godot, we'll go dot. I'm actually gonna change that to that. Don't worry about it. There is a little bit of a problem with this though. This is that normal, and it switches over. This is like a normal case that you see on YouTube, except that this box is normally not the trilogy box. Just to note, you can update that project options right there. Normally it's a classic one. But there's also a very big issue with YouTube, is basically in the actual game, it's basically swipes between instead of going straight to. It doesn't always swipe, but it does it quite a bit. And we want to know how to do that, which is not too hard. Basically, search for Courtroom. We'll do the thing, and then we'll set this to make it be 0. And we'll go down here. I'm actually gonna add another frame because I want to have Godot. He's pretty good after all. And we'll set him to 100 there. I'll sort of show you how this works. If I click it a bit, you can see this whole thing, like the desk over there, and then eventually when we get to the witness stand over here, you see that? It's just one big frame, and it basically swipes between it, and it doesn't create the blurriness, it's already there on the frame. So that's going to be pretty useful. Let me add a pause at 400. And on this frame, we can click transition and add a transition of 517, easy now. 517, I timed it exactly, but sometimes it is slightly different, the ease in out. If there's like an official one in the game, I don't know what it is. You can play with that later on. That's how we swipe between the characters. Take a look at this now. Phoenix says that. There's a swipe. Boom. That works nicely. That swiping also will work in different backgrounds like Gant's office. Okay. Now we're going to look at cross-examinations. When the witness appears, we want to fade into them. To that first, we're going to need to fade out of this character here. So go to Effects, Fade Out, Everything, 500. Actually, for this, probably 1000 I think works better. Of course, we want to fade into our pal Gumshoe. Look at him, looks pretty happy. Being confident now, it looks even more happy. And of course, we want to fade in. Did I do a fade in for this? No. Okay, good. Because it's meant to be fade in. Now, make sure to set this to be the courtroom at 500. This one down here. Add a new frame. Make it to go to. I'm being horrible with names right now. I set it to 482, and that's pretty much the most accurate time I got when timing it. Plonk that in, and we want to write some text, like just, you know, Gumshoe testify. Of course, we want to pause in there, you know, otherwise it's not proper. Because we faded into Gumshoe being on the witness stand, now we need to fade before we show the witness testimony label. So we basically have to do like another fade out of everything. So go here, effects, fade out, everything. Now everything has been faded out, probably not, but Also here we want to fade out the music too. There we go. Add a new frame. Pause 1000. We're gonna add the frame that we want to fade into. So of course we want to have our Gumshoe. Look at him. Looks not happy. Now he does look happy. Yay. Actually, why do we even have this? I don't know. Okay. Never mind. Here we want to add an action to hide the dialog box. Yeah. And this is where we'll have the pause of 1000. We'll add another frame. We want to go down a line and then add what the testimony is about. Like this. Highlight the whole thing. You can select red here, but I recommend making sure this cursor is in the very corner and apply, because that's more like the realistic red. Here we also want to go ts.1, so like it appears instant as we can. Can't do much more than that. Add a frame action to also center the text. We want no text box, so just put a dot there. No talking animation. And the speech blip should be muted just so it doesn't play anything at all. To make the pop-up actually appear, because you know, we want it to appear, or what else are we gonna do? We want to display a pop-up of witness testimony on this frame, and it will appear before this shows. Yay, so now we can play somewhere up here. I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? That's okay, we should just be able to add a pause of 100 to there. If it's also not working for you. And we don't have a fade in. Yeah, make sure here to have fade in. That might be why it's working, so I'll delete this pause again. Run it from here. Fades out, fades back in. We see Gumshoe, we see witness testimony, we see this. All we're missing is the little testimony label up there. Add another frame. Give it an action. That will make it display a pop-up of the testimony label. That's pretty simple in itself. I'm just going to need to head to this frame and select both of these. That's very important. Because we want the testimony label to appear after this, but like we still want this text to be there when the testimony label appears. So this means this will move on to the next frame immediately, but also carry this text with it. That's what the merge does. So then we'll be down here. That's great. Now we can now below this we can add as many frames as we want to the testimony. Remember to have music at the front, add a music. There's this I don't know how to pronounce that. That's the more intense one. So probably like as you're cracking down a character, you want to play that later, but first you probably want to play one of the moderators. I'm going to do the 2002 version of it. And write some dialogue. I now have 3 frames for my testimony. Add 2 more frames to fade out everything, and a frame to fade back in everything onto the judge. And the judge can, after having a pause, I'm actually going to change that fade in to be 500 and update the pause to be 500 and then say, Now the judge can just reopen his eyes and be like, yay. And he can say, it's alright, your cross-examination, please. Like just like that. Then we'll have a frame, just so we can fade out. Probably 1000 is fine. And And of course, fade back in on Gumshoe. Yay, it's Gumshoe. Also, this judge is on the witness stand. Remove the courtroom from these to get him out of the witness stand. Only Gumshoe deserves a witness stand to himself. You know what I mean? That confident Gumshoe. And 1000 break, because that's how much I'm gonna fade it in. Everything. We have our fade out there. That's great. You wanna head back, copy and paste this about his gumshoes, and put that there. Pretty simple. Once again, we want to tick both of these. Again, pretty simple. And we want to center the text for the frame and display a pop-up. Cross-examination. That reminds me, up here, after he fades out, we probably want to put it on here, this frame. We want to actually remove the testimony label pop-up. So there's something a little quick there. Let's add another frame just so we can display the testimony label. Is that here? Yeah, there we go. Let's make sure none of those are ticked. And that will be good. I'm gonna add a frame and then choose what music you want. Probably the same as what you did before. So mine was this music. Insert that. And we're gonna add a case action to jump to a frame. What frame ID do we put in there? None yet. Because we're gonna add another group, call it something like day 2 trial Gumshoe's testimony. Good job, Gumshoe. And you're gonna set it to cross-examination. That's important. I'm gonna go into here, add a frame, and keep track of this. Sorry, I just went out by accident. Technical difficulties. Okay, I'm gonna lay out this bit slightly differently because I accidentally went out of that. Now I'm just in my example project. We'll just keep going with this. Now that you've noted down whatever frame ID is the first one in Gumshoe's testimony, you can head back to the trial. Head back to where we were. Here and just put the ID in this jump to a frame. Right, now let's work on that cross-examination. Basically just want to add the three statements and make them green. Just like how Gumshoe looks at in this one as we had before. We want to have it be the same as this. It's also important to make sure this is set to courtroom in the background. Now we want to have something when the user presses on a statement, which is just this little press button here. We want Phoenix to say hold it. So make sure the courtroom is 0. This is the transition. You can use 450 or 483 milliseconds for the transition. I did time it, but it's slightly different. And set the speech bubble down here to be hold it. You can slam his desk. Love Phoenix when he slams his desk. Take a look at this. I turn this from here. Press. Look at that. Good old Phoenix. And you can just add a bit of dialogue here. That's nice. And at the end, remember this important, hide the dialogue box in the same frame, fade out everything, and then fade it back into Gumshoe. And probably move to the next frame immediately. I don't think you need that. I don't know why that sticks. Yeah. And you probably want to do that for all of the press. Just do the same thing, do whatever actions you want. And that is very good. A note, if you ever want to present something with an objection bubble, you need to have an extra frame before, not there, before the hold it bar, And the reason is just to stop the music, just a pure stop. Okay. I also have added in a council conversation right here. Something like this, make it fade out in the end. You know, something like this. It says stop being useless and figure this out on my or whatever it is. It should hide the dialogue box here too. And that is brilliant. We can't add any presents yet. Just ignore that one I have there because we don't have any evidence. So let's make some evidence. I'm just going to remove both of these evidence and remake them. We're going to make an image evidence and give it a name. That's a pretty excellent name. We can give it an icon, an image when we check it, and a description, and choose if it's hidden by default in the court record. And you can load previous evidence that you have made before, assuming you have an account. Anyway, the best place to get evidence is from this website, courtrecords.net/evidence.htm. It's on screen right now, you can see it, and I'll also leave it in the description so you can check that out. I wouldn't recommend scrolling down too much if you haven't seen the first 3 games, because that's what the image is from, and they could give you some spoilers. I'll get the generic letter, copy the image address, because that's what we want, and we can insert that into the icon. You can see that icon there. You can put in courtrecords.net/evidence.letter.png if you want. I'll also leave that in the description if you don't want to actually go to that website. It's brilliant. For the check, we need to get an image. You can upload an image like that to pasteboard.co. So drag and drop it just like this. Whatever image you want to use, upload it. You'll get an image here. We can paste that. We can head to the link that it gives us. We have the image here. Right click on it, copy image address, and that will work in there. We can preview it. Yay. That's not the only way to do that. You can also do it with the Discord if you prefer. You can join my Discord server, link in the description. Go to the side here, you'll find an Objection.lol category and then hashtag image hosting server. And just create a new post with your image. If the image isn't appropriate, you can just make your own Discord server for free and create a channel with the type of media. You can do it with text too if you want. It doesn't really matter. You can do it with pretty much any channel actually except for voice. Anyway, click on this image here, right click, copy image address. That will also work the same. So you see, it's working there. We can give a description. Great. Now that we have an image and image evidence, let's find out how to create video evidence. Video, we'll call this Gumshoes video. Go back to the evidence, I'll get the generic video, paste it into the icon, and we need to get a video URL. You cannot do YouTube, you can't upload anything to there. Normally I like to use Proton Drive, but we can't get a raw video link with this, unfortunately. Luckily, we can use Google Drive. It's pretty simple. All you do, you grab your image, you upload it, just like this. Then you want to click on this icon, right here, and click copy link. If we open this link, we can see our video. That was the wrong one. I meant to do this one, Gumshoe holiday vid. Enter it like this, and we have it now. Here's my volume. Okay, unfortunately I don't have the volume. It's really good, it's just me saying Gumshoe a bunch. If you right click, you'll notice it just comes up with this menu, but you can right click twice on the video. Probably has to be done like that. Copy video address. This is what we can paste into there. Pretty much Google Drive is the only place I've actually seen where you can do it. Look, we have a video here. You can see that. Pretty cool. Before we finish, let's add a contradiction. So in present, just present, let's say I select the letter to gumshoe. I do target frame 77. How do I know it's 77? Just go back to your trial. Add in a new frame and just do it whatever the letter says. Denote the ID. Right here, this is just what I believe stops the music. That's it. Move on to and it moves on to the next frame immediately, which is objection. You have that to stop the music. If objection transitions back, ease in out, with a little bit of a break. Phoenix Times desk, say gumshoe, that's wrong, the letter says the wrong thing. And then we start playing some music. I either recommend playing the one of the objection musics. Any one of them will do. Any one of the pursuit musics. This one's probably my favorite. Anyway, I got a little bit of conversation going, and this is a very quickly finished quick case actions. This is going to be a speed section. There's going to be different things we can send. If you go here, you can go case actions. There are 4 here. We're going to explain all of them. So Gumshoe says what letter, we have something to present an evidence. You can add anything you want to present here, and if you do present that, it'll take you to this frame. If you don't, it'll take you to that frame doesn't exist. It's an example. It goes back down here, Gumshoe says, how do you know this letter was written to me? That's our next one. Choose an answer. It's basically a multi-choice question. We have 2 answers here. This one's the correct one. That frame doesn't exist, but you probably do have something like the judge would penalize you and take you back to that frame to ask you again. What time does it say in the letter? It's just something you can enter into a variable like this. That's actually the variable name. You can sort of check if it's wrong or right, I suppose, yeah. And it's like, where does it say that in the letter? We point to an image. That's the same image I did. See, look at this. I put the blue area sort of where we want it. I want to go to that. Target frame. You'll also make sure you need to add an evidence tag. So evidence, add new evidence. Put the big image URL there, a name, and don't select is icon. And then select it here and just click insert tag like that. The then will appear big, and you can select, and Gumshoe just says E. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I know it was quite long, but hopefully you learned a lot from it. In the next video, we will look shortly at the health bar and move into cyclones, which will be fun. This project will also be linked in the description if you want to see it, and goodbye.